Hi, Keisha here of New World Tarot, and thank you for joining me today for a review and a reading. And today we are finally doing one of my favorite seasonal decks, which is the Halloween Tarot. And obviously, as you can kind of sort of tell, this is not a brand new unboxing. I've had this deck for a while. I want to say probably 3 years at this point, and I really enjoy taking it out every year to use. And so this is the box that this comes in. It is published by US Games Systems. It's one of their decks. And the creator is Karin Lee. And also, I think, let's see, the illustrator. Yeah, the illustrator is Kipling West. Okay? And this is the nice little set that I bought, that I purchased. So I think you can actually get them separately, at least at one point. But I really like this. And I keep mine together, and I like to, it's very much like a book that I can kind of just put on my shelf. And this is a favorite of mine. And of course, this deck comes with the deck itself. The set comes with the deck itself. And also it comes with a guidebook. And it also has, as we'll see when we bust open the actual box, a little white book as well, which is really cool. So beautiful, nice little, good quality paper box is what we have. And this is the guidebook that comes with it. And again, very dog-eared here. This is not new, okay? And this book is beautiful. It's black and white, but it actually has a good blurb, a good writing on the some of the history of Halloween and the traditions and that sort of a thing. And I really, really enjoyed reading through here. All right. So one thing I would have liked to see more of is some. I would have liked to see Karin Lee have designed some original spreads. Like she does talk about just the regular 3-card spread, and we also go into the quote unquote ancient Celtic cross as well, which is of course a tarot staple for a big giant spread. But that's obviously nothing new. I would have liked to see something originally done particularly for this deck. Would have been fun. But so after we go through, a little bit about the Halloween, and we go through some of the decks, we then launch into the cards, beginning with the Major Arcana. And I love this little black cat. As you'll see him, he journeys throughout the deck, and he is he's the Fool's Cat, and he follows the character throughout the adventures of the tarot. And we have a beautiful, most page, 3/4 page or half page black and white photo of each card, as well as a beautiful description. And we also have keywords. So for each card, we have keywords and also reversals as well, reverse meanings, which are really, really good. And I love this guidebook. And even if you know something, about the tarot already, and you don't necessarily need to crutch on guidebooks, I really, really, really enjoy her description of the tarot cards, and also how it plays into the Halloween imagery that they've created. I think is really, really creative, and this adds a fresh spin on things. And it also tells you as well as what she holds important in the original Rider-Waite. This is a Rider-Waite based tarot deck, and she points out this deck has so many awesome touches where it's just little subtle things that they brought in from the Rider-Waite and actually put into this imagery. Like for example, this Justice image is so rich with symbolism. It's a very, 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 there's a lot going on in the cards, and I really, really enjoy that. Okay, so you have your cards, you have the majors, and then it goes into the minors after that. Let's see if I can find where that starts here. Okay, so then we have the minor section. And here, so with this deck, of course, she's had fun with the suits. So instead of wands, cups, swords, and pentacles or coins, you instead get imps for wands. You have ghosts for cups. You have bats for swords. And you have pumpkins for pentacles or coins. And she has not chosen those things lightly. Like, it actually really makes a lot of sense. For example, imps, of course, are demons. They're creatures of fire. So they have been chosen. They're very spirited, you know, very mischievous. And they have been chosen to represent wands, okay? Ghosts are obviously spirits. And ghosts are, you know, representative of our subconscious, of course, representative of our emotions, of you know, basically, the concept of, you know, spirits and ghosts is a very emotional thing, and it's a thing of the heart. And so she's chosen ghosts to represent cups. Bats being representative of swords. These are something, bats are obviously are, you know, bats in the belfry, like something that is can drive you crazy. Batty is crazy. Also, bats are, you know, especially in the vampire bat, they can bite and they drain. So she chose that to kind of represent the more the you know, the very cerebral and crazy energy of swords, and the very draining energy of swords as well, and the scary energy of swords. A lot of people are afraid of bats, and you know, there's a lot of fear in swords. And also we have pumpkins for pentacles or coins. And it's so dead on. Like, pumpkins are a symbol of abundance in so many different cultures. They're also very much an earth element as well. They come out the earth. They represent earth, that sort of a thing. So I think that's also dead on as well. Okay. And so then I think towards the end, we might have, yeah, just about the author Karin Lee and about the artist Kipling West, which Kipling West, hats off. Like, amazing, beautiful artwork that's done here, and beautiful tarot deck. I love this thing, and I hope to love it for many more years to come. Okay, so that's the guidebook, and we have the deck itself comes in its own little box. It just slides right out of there. Okay, I'll put these to the side for a moment, and this is a little box that you receive. Okay, and it has a little copy of the Six of Pumpkins. It's on the back here. And it reads, the Halloween Tarot, the 78 card deck features many spooky characters. And the minor arcana suits are pumpkins, bats, ghosts, and imps, which we kind of mentioned. And this side reads, the festive, old-time Halloween world of Kipling West conjures up all that's fun about Halloween. Let the black cat guide you on a trick-or-treat mission to find out what is lurking around in the next corner in your world. Beautiful. All right, so the top just pops right out of here, and the front of it is actually the world card. Okay. So we have our cards, and of course, as mentioned, you actually get, in addition to the book, you get a little white book as well. So just your typical, you know, tarot little white book. And it's awesome because it has a lot of what was already in the book. It has and actually, I don't know, it might even be different information actually might be in here as well. But it talks about Halloween a little bit, about the Halloween tarot, and a little bit about reading the cards, a section on reading the cards, and then it goes into just, you know, same layouts that are in the guidebook, and goes into the cards. So, you know, we don't have, there are certainly illustrations, we don't have pictures of the cards here, but we do have the, you know, a very distilled, summarized, keyword-heavy description of all the cards, which is very cute to have. All right, and so there's that. And then we also have two little card slides. This is a title card that you get, right? The Halloween Tarot. Very nice. And we have this beautiful little slide here card that just again just talks about Halloween, talks about the creators, and just kind of introduces you to the deck. All right. So the backs are beautiful. We got the Halloween black and orange, and of course they are reversible. I even mentioned how the author Karin Lee actually does give reversal meanings here as well, which is awesome. Paying respect to that, to the reversal reading tradition. I read reversals, so it's awesome to have. And I love the back. You got the black cat, you got the spider. Beautiful. Okay, so let's quickly go through the cards. All right, so beginning with the major arcana, we have the Fool. Right, the Magician. I want to get a good look at things. All right. High Priestess. And one thing, I do like this High Priestess card, but she's a little bit too active for me. Like if I had to, you know, I love this deck. Obviously you can tell I love it. I love this deck. But this is one that actually, it's interesting that she's standing, because I would, and she's almost looks like she's moving a lot, and I would prefer this to be a little stiller. But that's just me. The Empress, Bride of Frankenstein. Very, very nice. The Emperor. And again, there's just so much symbolism. I can go for days about some of the stuff that actually she's chosen to put here. It's not random. Like it actually, when you read the guidebook, these things actually mean things. You know, for example, him being chained to his throne is actually indicative of, you know, the heavy responsibility that this energy holds, as well as, you know, a shadow aspect of its inability to kind of throw off the rigidity as well. And we have the Hierophant. Mummy, all tight, tightly wound. The Lovers. The Chariot. Woo. Strength. The Hermit. Mad Scientist. His lab. The Wheel of Fortune. And this is another one that has, it's so comical because it has so much that's kind of going on here. Like, for example, there's an elephant who's spinning the wheel, and there's actually a mouse down here that's about to scare the elephant, which means he's going to send the wheel flying and the guy on it flying as well, which is indicative of, you know, the unpredictable craziness that can happen with seemingly no rhyme or reason. And we have Justice. And again, we have so much that's going on in this particular card. This actually is one of my favorite Justice cards, just because of everything that's happening. We have the owl up here in the corner representing wisdom. We have down here, there's actually a little voodoo doll that is representing the dark side of justice, which is revenge. And there's just so many other things that are just happening. The Hanged Man. Looks like he's definitely under pressure. He's got some fire, flames going on there. And death. Temperance. You have the witch. How appropriate. Blending her potions together. And the devil. Walking these children here. The tower. This is actually the front of the box. And I love this tower card. There's, again, so much happening in it. But we got, you know, the lightning blowing the crown off the top, and these two little ghosts are flying up. The star. The moon, and we have our nice little werewolf here, and we have the dog down here, still representing, you know, the tamed, the civilized, and a lobster sign is up here. It's now turned into a sign. Love it. And the sun. Two-headed monster. And the two-headed monster actually representing the unity aspect of the sun energy. You know, the reunion of the conscious and the subconscious, masculine and feminine, and it's just the balance that is found in this energy. And we have judgment. And the world. All right, so those are the majors. So here we go with the minors. So we have the Ace of Imps. Of course, this being the traditionally the suit of wands. Got the imp by the tail. And the Two of Imps. And this is interesting. And some of the cards have a different flavor on different, because the imagery is a little different. So we have, of course, the warring little imps here. So there's more an aspect of confrontation of two things fighting it out. That's found in this card. And the Three of Imps. And the Four. And Five. And the Six. The horse looks so much the same. I love it. Like it just seems to have that same like expression. I don't even know. All right, and the Seven. And the Eight. What's happening there? And the Nine. And 10. All right, and we're under the court cards. We got the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the king. So you can tell they're similar to the Rider-Waite, with just enough of this very lighthearted feel, you know? So now we have the suit of Ghost instead of Cups. We have the Ace of Ghost. It's a really nice ace there. And the Two of Ghost. And the 3. And the 4. 1. And 5. Yeah. Spilled his bucket of water, looks like. And the 6. And the 7. Oop. And the 8. Abandoned success, moving away. So sad. These ghosts are so cute. And they look so sad that he doesn't like them anymore and he's turned his back. I love it. And the 9. Material happiness. The Lord of material happiness. Here we go. Yeah. And the 10. I really like these 10s that are here. All right, court cards. Page of Ghost. We got the Knight of Ghost. And the Queen of Ghosts. Of course, being the Queen of Cups. So again, you can just, very striking the similarity, you know, between that. And she's a mermaid here. I love the mermaid Queen of Cups, and you know, and Queen of Ghosts. Very pretty. And we got the King of Ghosts. All right, moving on to the suit of Bats, which is traditionally the suit of Swords. We got the Ace of Bats. The Two of Bats. The 3. Wow, those bats look none too friendly. And the cat is even upset down here in the corner. The cat is miserable. And the 4, I really like this one. And the 5. And the 6. And 7. Lord of unstable effort. And the 8. All tied up. And the 9. And the 10. And we have the court cards. We got the page with bats. I just love the colors, Knight of Bats, in this deck. Like, it's just, they just have this beautiful use of orange and black and then other bright colors with it. That just makes this so fun. Queen of Bats. And King. And finally, we have the suit of pumpkins, which is usually pentacles or coins. We have the Ace of Pumpkins. I love this ace. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. And we have the 2 pumpkins. And the 3. And the 4. The 5. 5 of pumpkins. I love that. And 6. This is also one of my favorites in here. Look, half the deck is my favorite. And a 7. 7 of pumpkins. How appropriate is that? You know, very Rider Waite, but very Halloween too, which is a very just happy. This is such a happy deck. And the 8 of pumpkins. The 9 of pumpkins. One of my favorite cards in the tarot, period. And this is a card that I always, you know, kind of check out because it's just one of my favorite cards, period. And I'm always interested in seeing the interpretation. I love this card. She looks so beautiful. Very nice. And this is another one of my favorite cards in this deck. The 10 of pumpkins. I love what's going on here. This picture. We got this mysterious masked character like lifting this pumpkin, this piñata pumpkin up and down on this kid. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And the court cards. We got the page. Looking a lot like Wednesday Addams there. And the knight. And the queen. Love this queen of pumpkins. Beautiful. And the king. All right, so that is the Halloween Tarot, and I absolutely love this deck. It's just so happy, and just very cheerful, upbeat deck, and it actually has given me some, you know, very powerful messages. Like, the thing is, you may think, you know, because can a lighthearted or humorous sort of deck read well? Yes. The answer is absolutely yes. This deck has given me and others phenomenal, much needed messages from spirit, from the universe, wherever you think, whatever it is that you communicate with, and it is just a phenomenal. I feel like it can read very, you know, straightforward, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I want to very quickly do a short little reading. So we are right now entering new moon in Scorpio time, And I would love to do a quick ask on, and of course the new moon in Scorpio is about, you know, us really facing our fears and also facing, you know, what we really truly want. The new moon is about our desires and recommitting to our intentions, to our goals, to our dreams. And, you know, Scorpio is about the darker sides of ourselves. And it's also about a lot of sexual energy. It's money is also a good thing to work on during the Scorpio time. And, of course, we said unleashing fears and phobias. And being, you know, that this is Halloween as well. So it's a good time to really, let's address all three of those. So let's do a quick, and this is not, of course, a thoroughly blended deck. Let's do a quick little draw on what we can do to bring in more of these things. Okay, so for example, how can we improve our sexual life and our relationship life? Okay, here we got the first card. All right, what can we do to improve our relationship life? Okay, and what can we do to release and let go of fears? Okay, so you can kind of get a layout so beautifully, like, ooh, so pretty. Okay, so we had asked about our relationship life, our sex life. How can we improve that? We have the 5 of Bats. How can we improve our financial life this new moon in Scorpio? We have the Empress. And furthermore, what can we do to release or any old fears or phobias that are holding us back? And we have the 6 of Imps. So for improving our relationships and our sex life, we have the 5 of Bats. And the 5 of Bats is, of course, you know, this card is all about defeat. This is the Lord of Defeat. This is a card of losing energy, losing battles. And it just reminds you, you know, when engaging into relationships with others, that it's important to always choose your battles, and not all battles can be won, and some battles, just by starting it, is going to cause you to lose. So it's just a matter of thinking with a very clear head and knowing when you need to just not fight and just surrender to what is for the greater good, and not engage in, you know, so many battles and fights and arguments with people. Just enjoy people, and that things will naturally flow when we take out a lot of the conflict. Sex will flow better. Our enjoyment of each other will flow better, and we'll find more of that coming into our lives. For how we can improve our financial life for this new moon in Scorpio, we pulled the Empress. And the Empress is, of course, you know, about being productive. So it's about, when I see this card here, it actually reminds me, what are you sort of sitting on? Or what are you pregnant with that needs to come out? How can you be more productive? How can you give more to the world in order to increase what comes in? You know, it's all about our creativity, and it's about what we can give to others and give to the world in order to receive for ourselves. So if you're not contributing and giving and nurturing and supplying things to others, you're probably going to find the receptive flow of things, of money, you know, and any sort of other abundant energy kind of cut off to you. So give more to receive more, create more, produce more. Okay, and nurture others and care for others, and you'll find that energy will return, and a lot of times in a material, energetic way. You'll get more money, you'll get more abundant things, more freedom, more things that you actually supply by giving and being and creating. And as far as what we need to do to release fears, we have the 6 of Imps, and this card is, of course, all about victory. This is the Lord of Victory card, and this is the card of just knowing that no matter what, okay, just know that you have the dominion to overcome your fears and your phobias, anything that's standing in your way. You have the fire within yourself to do that. What I also like is that there are, in this particular card, we have a whole posse of imps. And it reminds you, to me personally, to also depend on your network and depend on your support system as well, to light the darkness and get out of that way. You may not be able to do this yourself, and that's totally fine, okay? But you have it within you. You just have to call up your courage and call up your own fire and your own spirit that's within you and make the strides to do it. And you can do that, okay? So hopefully this gives you an idea just of how these cards lay out. They are absolutely gorgeous and so much fun and so seasonably just right, you know, they're just right for this time of year. And as you can probably tell, I absolutely love and adore this deck. And I think that you will too if you're a fan of Halloween. If you like something that's a little bit more lighthearted, I believe that you'll like this deck as well. And it reads beautifully. It's definitely power in this deck. And I highly recommend it. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today for a review and a reading. And I wish you the happiest, safest, most fun, wonderful new moon in Scorpio and Halloween. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.